Every gym bro will tell you that cardio is killing their gains, and every runner will tell you that lifting makes you slower. This video, I'm going to show you that they're wrong. How do I run and keep muscles at the same time? That's the question that always gets asked. In this video, I'll show you how you can plan your sessions so you can still hit the high mileage and not worry about losing any muscle. Most people, when they start running, they don't realize that they actually need the extra calories to ensure they don't lose any muscle. They might think after a few months, great, I've lost a few kilos, but when it comes down to it, they've probably got weaker, and it might not have just been fat that they've been burning as well. They're more than likely to have actually lost some muscle mass. Here's what happens when someone who lifts decides to start running. They'll just bolt on the running program onto the training program they've been doing for strength, and they think it'll just magically work and they'll start running better and they'll start getting strong at the gym all at the same time. And I'm going to show you the 3 rules that I use within my training to make sure this doesn't happen. First up is the most important rule that I stick to, which is lifting heavy and lifting first. I always make sure I lift heavy in the gym. I want to give my muscles that stimulus to stay the same size they are or potentially grow, as well as actually get stronger. So I try to make sure I'm not only lifting heavy to give my muscles that stimulus, but I'm also lifting first. And what I mean by this is, if my days are split up into running and lifting, I make sure I lift before I run. If you run before you're lifting, you'll deplete your glycogen stores and you'll feel more tired, so your weight training session won't be as good as it could be. If you only have an hour in the gym and you plan on doing both, make sure we do the lifting first and then the running. I see so many people who go out there and they sit on the bike or the Stepmaster for half an hour and then they do their weights. You should swap this round, go heavy to start, smash the strength training, and then you can do your run or the Stepmaster after, where the depleted glycogen stores won't matter as much, and if anything, you might actually end up burning more fat because you've already used the energy stores up whilst doing your strength training. Another key one of the non-negotiables that I have is the second rule, which is protein. Protein intake is an absolute non-negotiable, especially if you're hybrid training. I always stick by the rule of having 1 gram per pound of body weight when it comes to protein intake. Don't run in a calorie deficit. Yes, you might lose some weight, but it might not be the right weight you're actually losing, and you're probably gonna get weaker in the gym as well, and you might actually lead to injuries later down the line if your body doesn't have the fuel that it needs to recover properly. The third most important rule is just planning smart. I won't ever have a really hard running session the day after a leg day or on the same day as a leg day, and I won't ever plan to do heavy deadlifts the day before I do heavy squats. It's all about spreading the load as much as you can throughout that week. When it comes to running, again, I won't have a long run the day before I have a really punchy interval session. I won't have a heavy chest session the day before a heavy shoulder session. It's all about planning effectively throughout the week to make sure parts of your body can rest whilst you're pushing another body part, and to make sure these sessions complement each other. So when you are pushing your body, you're getting really good beneficial use from this session, making sure the sessions are quality sessions and they're not just added in and the quantity you have is too much and you're not actually getting benefit from any of the sessions that you're doing. If any of this is landing with you, make sure you subscribe. I've been using this exact approach for my entire life. I have a 50-kilometer ultra marathon next weekend, but I'm actually also in week 1 of an 8-week block to compete at the ATHX Games at the Birmingham NEC in August. Every single week, I'm gonna be posting a vlog of exactly what's working, what's not working, as well as I'll show you the numbers that I'm hitting week on week when it comes to my strength training and my running as a proof of concept. So here's what a real week of hybrid training actually looks like. I'm gonna have 3 different programs here, a beginner, intermediate, and advanced. And the main caveat will be that any of the sessions here can be interchangeable depending on your needs for the week, but just take note of the principles that I'm adding in about spreading the sessions around, making sure you're ticking off each of your runs, whether it's an easy run, long run, tempo run, and not just having 3 easy runs in a week, making sure you're having different stimulus for your runs, as well as you're hitting every single body part throughout the week to help in your strength training. For the beginner program, I've just put in 2 gym sessions and 3 runs. So I've split the 2 gym sessions into 1 upper body session on a Monday, and then a few days later on Thursday, I've had this as a lower body session. First run on a Tuesday will be intervals and tempo. The legs will be fresh because you haven't had any run on a Monday. So this will be a really good quality session on the Tuesday. And then Friday, I've made sure that the run after the leg day is an easy run. This should be super comfortable, conversational pace, zone 2 running with a low heart rate. You don't want to be doing a really punchy run after leg day, but I've added this in as an easy run to get you to get used to running on slightly tired legs but your recovery won't be affected that much as it's just a short, easy run. I then have a day off on the Saturday, and on the Sunday I've had this as a long run. Usually long runs are anything up to an hour and a half. This depends on your ability. It might only be half an hour, 45 minutes, or it might be 2 or 3 hours. But the aim of this session is to have it as your longest running session of the week, nice and slow, build the aerobic base, build the mileage into your legs, and get your body used to running so you become more energy efficient over time. Moving on to the intermediate program, there's 4 gym sessions and 3 runs. For the running, 1 intervals, 1 easy, 1 long. For the Monday, I've added in a double day. So we'll have a pull session, which is back and biceps, and then straight after the session or later on in the day, I've got an easy run as well. After this double day with the easy run and pull session, I've got a leg day, and Wednesday is a full day off to let your body recover. Thursday is a push day, so this will be chest and shoulders and triceps. I tried to focus on a compound lift first. Friday, we're gonna punchy running session, tempo intervals. Your legs should be fresh for this. And then Saturday, I've got a full body day. If there's anything you've not covered that week or anything you're really prioritizing at the time, making sure you're hitting that off first and you're ticking off every single muscle group when it comes to strength training, making sure we're lifting heavy, lifting in the lower rep range to give your muscle that stimulus to keep what it's got, even though you're going to be running more. And then Sunday again, I have the long run. This could be anything from 45 minutes to 3 hours, depending on your ability. I tend to run for about an hour and a half for my long runs. I don't go super quick. It's just building the aerobic base and just trying to actually enjoy going out for a run. And now for the advanced plan. If you have time constraints during the week, you might have to move sessions around. But if you really want to improve your running and your strength training at the same time, I've made sure whenever we have a run, bolt that onto a session where it's just an upper body strength training and the legs won't be compromised for the run later in the day. I've stuck by the principle of pull, push, legs, pull, push, legs. So starting on the Monday, we have a pull day followed by a tempo run. The pull day with back and biceps, and for the back, I tend to do a compound lift, deadlifts, maybe bent over row to start off with. I'll get the really heavy lift in first, and then move on to the accessory work and my biceps afterwards. And then the tempo run in the afternoon, anything from 5 to 12 kilometers, continuous hard effort at the 10K or half marathon type speeds. For Tuesday, we've got a push day. I normally again start with a chest or shoulder exercise, maximal effort. This will be my compound lift, and then I'll follow this off with other chest shoulder exercises and finish with the triceps as well. And I also have interval sessions planned for this Tuesday where it's shorter distances, but the mileage in the legs won't fatigue me that much for my leg day the next day. So on the Wednesday, we have leg day. This will be a heavy leg day, predominantly squats, big compound movements. And then Thursday, this is where I've got complete rest of the legs. And on the pull day as well here, I won't do any barbell work. I'll save my lower back as much as I can. If I did deadlifts on the Monday, squats on the Wednesday, I think the lower back needs the rest. So this pull day here is more just machines, lat pull downs, back rows, cable work, and then biceps as well at the end. This kind of gives my lower back a bit of time to recover and try and really stimulate the muscle as much as I can using the machines for the back and the biceps. Friday, it's a push day again. Whatever I didn't do on the Tuesday in terms of the first lift, I'll then put on the Friday. So if I started with a heavy bench press on Tuesday for chest, I'll then go into a heavy shoulder press on the Friday. And this is how I'll work it. So each session for push, I'll have a chest focus on one of them and a shoulder focus on the other in terms of the compound lift to start with. And I also have an easy run this day just to help flush the legs out, recover, and get easy mileage into them. The Saturday, I've got a leg day. I put in brackets light, as I don't think I can have 2 really heavy leg days in the same week and run effectively to keep the sessions really good quality. So I put light in brackets to make sure this could be the accessory work on the legs, or any running specific exercises that you want to do. I just want to give them a good workout, but not fatigue myself. For the long run on the Sunday, this has the same principle as all the long runs, about an hour and a half, nice and easy, build the aerobic base and build the mileage into the legs. No weights, just a run this day, so I arrive fresh for the Monday, ready to go again. My whole life I have been running and lifting, but not specifically for an actual event. I've been personal training, I've played rugby, I've been in the army, but I haven't really focused for a goal when it comes to running or lifting. In the last few years, I've really taken on hybrid training, and as you can see, my 10K used to be over 45 minutes a few years ago, and now it's 40 minutes. I'd like to think it's definitely under 40 minutes now, but I'm gonna have to prove that at some point, either this year or next. And I think I'll book in a 10-kilometer event to nail that PB, as I'm definitely quicker than that time now. So my running's got better. What about my strength? Well, in January, I took part in the ATHX competition. And in the strength side of things, a 1 repetition max shoulder press, I hit 85 kilograms. And a 3 repetition max back squat, I hit 160 kilograms. and a 5 repetition max, I hit 195 kilograms on the deadlift. I actually have an ATHX coming up in August, so I'm going to hope to beat these numbers. And if I do, this will show that not only am I getting stronger, but I'm getting fitter with my running as well, to show that the hybrid training principles do really work. Throughout all of this, my body weight is stayed exactly the same. All I've done is I've upped my carbs to make sure I have the energy to go on my runs, and I made sure I kept the protein as high as I can so the muscles don't have any reason to get smaller or weaker. So in a nutshell, that's it. Making sure we're lifting heavy, lift first. Making sure that protein is a non-negotiable, keep that high, a gram per pound of body weight. Making sure we're planning smart. Don't just add on a running program on top of a strength training program. It will not help. You'll just get weaker and you might end up getting injured. Making sure we're being smart about how you're planning your weekly training. If you have a specific event, prioritize that event and the training that needs to go into that event. And if you want to see how this applies to me over the next 8 weeks, I'm going to be posting every single week. I've got event number 3 of 6, which is a 50-kilometer ultra trail next weekend, even though I'm in week 1 of 8 in my ATHX strength training block. Drop any questions you've got in the comments. If you want help building out your own hybrid training, drop it in the comments and I'll be sure to help out. Until then, keep your mileage high, keep lifting the weights, and I'll see you on the next one.